Well, a Merry Christmas to everyone. Seeing as it's just about Christmas, I normally feel a bit bar humbug, but Merry Christmas anyway. So, I've got my Van Hill fittings, so that works out pretty well. The routing is okay, doesn't cause any snags. Ended up cable tying the lines to the forks. Now the reason I've done that is because I'm not fitting a front mudguard to this. I do have a front mudguard, but I just cannot bring myself to fit it because it's fucking hideous. So that'll be up to a new owner if they want to run a mudguard. You don't have to run a front mudguard in classic racing. So they're just cable tied in position and they keep out the way. So everything bled up, and yes, good old 16mm radial cylinder. I mean, that is more than up to the job. It hardly bloody moves. Obviously, once the bike's been run and pads have been scrubbed in, the lever will come back a bit more. But that is a very, very firm front brake. Driving those monster calipers, because remember, these calipers are 4 individual pads, so you don't even see those on road bikes. These are Brembo Gold Line. I'm not sure what the part number is, but yeah, basically race calipers running on those fully floating race discs. So yeah, that's all good. I made up a little belt guard. It's okay. It probably wouldn't reach my own personal standards. It's made out of 3mm alley plate. I was thinking about putting a little fold in it, so putting a fold in across here and just angling this edge back just a tiny bit, because we've got about a 5 to 10mm gap between the frame, but when you look inside, there's fuck all room between the end of the cam shaft and the plate, so I won't be doing that because it will hit the camshaft, which renders it kind of pointless then, doesn't it? So just quickly, I'll just run through what I did to make that. So I measured it up with this fantastic sketch that only mechanical engineers can understand, and specifically this particular mechanical engineer. I doubt anyone else could understand it. And then what I do is I draw it up on CAD, and so that was profile number 1. Wasn't quite right because that's perfectly symmetrical, and then I realized that it's actually needs to be canted to one side, so that was number 2. Still wasn't quite right, had to grow in dimensions slightly, and then that was number 3, and that was correct. So then what I've done is taken that third one, put it on a blued up plate, and then basically cut around, well, scribed around the outside, and marked the 2 hole centers with a punch, and cut the plate out, and yeah, sanded it, finished it, polished it until it looks like that. So what I'm actually doing now is putting the final touches to this bike. So like these rubbers, if you look at these, when you fit these rubbers, you've got to cut out the little webs to fit cable ties, so they're held in place and won't go anywhere. But I've left these ones because it's debatable whether these ones are necessary or not. They'll go with the bike, but it's debatable or not whether they're necessary, because the tank actually doesn't touch anywhere from back here all the way up the frame to the headstock. Doesn't touch the frame anywhere, it just touches these 2 and the seat when it gets bolted into here. So just doing some little paint touches up with a red paint pen on little nicks and stuff here and about. Missed one there. Just have to touch that up, or that might just polish out actually. Just tiny little scuffs and marks that you get when you're putting a bike together. Started polishing fairings and tanks up, and so now it's getting a bit late today, but what I'm going to do tomorrow is get this out in the driveway as it is and photograph the hell out of it with my decent camera, photograph it in this state, then put the tailpiece and the tank on for some more photos, and then finally the full fairing on for final photos. And then I'll have to write up some kind of spec, and yeah, intention is basically to list it on eBay as a classified with my details and a full spec listed there, and then copy that eBay link to various websites, Facebook groups. There's quite a few Facebook groups set up around Ducati Pantas and TTs and TT replicas, and most of them allow you to advertise because there's none of these about. So I've done a search over the last few days, just to try and gauge a price and see what else is out there. There doesn't appear to be a single Ducati TT or TT replica, as per this one, for sale anywhere in the world at the moment. So it's pretty hard to gauge a price. But if you add everything up, who knows what it comes to. I don't know exactly what he spent on stuff. I know he spent around about €4,500 with Red Fox for the frames, swing arm, torque arm, rear axle, sort of gubbins, discs, various other bits and pieces. The parts that I made for him, like yokes and various plates and whatnot, yeah, caliper mounts and stuff, that all probably comes to about another grand. Now the body work, I'm not sure if that was in the €4,500. I think it was, because the frame's about 1,200, swing arm's about 750 or something like that. Then there's a nitron, that's about 400 quid's worth. And then I've spent more money on it, of course, blah blah blah. If you added it all up, it's going to come to at least 10 grand. So at the moment I'm thinking I'm going to advertise it for basically offers over 10 grand. As remember, it's a non-runner, but I can show them all the documented build so they know exactly what's got in there, and it'll be spec'd up anyway. You know, there's a bunch of things still to do to this bike, various bits and pieces to get it running, all kinds of cables, hoses, filters, oil, yeah, all kinds of things, exhaust to sort out. There's no oil breather system. Normally a TT would run a catch tank, that's what these brackets are for, that bracket and that bracket. Therefore a catch tank, which is then vented out the back somewhere. There's no rear brake cylinder. I've basically run out of money and the will to do it, to be honest. There's no gear change linkage. Front mudguard isn't fitted, there's no tacho, and of course the big one, there's no ignition system at all, so that's the big one. So if I wanted to get this running, I'd be looking at spending another 1,500 to 2 grand on it, and there's not that left in the saleable parts that I've got left over, if I could sell them. But I've still got crankshafts, camshafts, clutches, gearboxes, all kinds of stuff listed on eBay. None of it's shifting now. I think I've probably sold everything I'm going to be able to sell. So yeah, we're getting very close, and it's kind of Christmas prezi sort of stuff, really. Yeah, cheers.